Hey there mates, how are we? This is Volcanic, and today I'm doing my first video in about forever, and it is going to be about programming and coding. Well, they're basically the same thing, but we're going to learn how to use Python. But you might be thinking, you're just throwing us into the deep end, Volcanic, what are you talking about? Well, I'm going to tell you what I'm talking about. So basically, if you're here, you are probably wondering, how do I make software? How do I make games? But if not, and you've just been forced here, let's look at a definition of programming. Well, let's see here. The process of developing and implementing various sets of instructions to enable a computer to do a certain task. That sounds like a fairly good definition to me. So what does that mean? That basically means that we're telling a computer some instructions, like say you're a parent and you're telling your child, go do the dishes. Except this might be slightly more complicated. You have lots of instructions, and your computer, it doesn't just know raw English, it knows this language, for example, Python. And it can follow these instructions to do some very cool things, such as what Skype does, Steam does, Flux does, Clementine does. Obviously, we're not making stuff quite as good as that right now, but soon we're going to be making some pretty cool games and stuff like that. But we will be able to start with text adventures, so get hyped for that and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss a thing. But let's get Python so that we can get right started. I keep saying right, it's annoying. Anyway, start up your browser and head right. Oh my god, I did it again. Just go over to python.org. And once it loads, you'll be here. So this is what some Python code looks like. You probably have no idea what it means, but if you have some basic idea of programming, you might be able to understand what it does. Anyway, just head over to downloads and download Python 3.4.3. Linux installation is a little trickier, and I use Linux so I can help you out with that. So just head on over to your software center if you use Ubuntu, chances are you do. If not, you can probably find it in your repositories using a package manager. But just type idle Python and get idle using Python 3.4. Press install and you should be all good. Alright, let's start up idle. So just search for idle in your Windows applications menu, whatever you may use, and you'll get a screen something like this. The font may be a little different, the colors might be a little different, the window, but it doesn't really matter. As long as you see something that sort of resembles this, you're good. So type print hello world. This is how people usually start. So print bracket apostrophe your text apostrophe bracket, and then it says hello world. You might have figured out how this works already. If you say print, it says something. We've got to start it with a bracket and then use an apostrophe. Anything between the apostrophes is what we want Python to say. So let's say Python is great, and do that again, and you can see we're all good. If you really want, you can actually use quotation marks as well, but you can't use both of them in the same one, like same statement. See, and we get an error. Let's see what this error means, because you're going to see a lot of errors over time. Syntax error. That basically means you wrote something wrong in the syntax, which is sort of like the code. You wrote something wrong. It's sort of like a spelling mistake. EOL while scanning string literal. Usually that means you made a mistake like this, or maybe something like this. So just be sure to double check your, code if you ever get an error like that. When we are actually doing programming, with like making programs, it will give you a line number, so you'll know which line the error was on, but we'll get to that in a minute. What if we want to include an apostrophe in what we're saying, like it's a cookie? Well, we get invalid syntax. Can you guess why? Well, basically it's because Python thinks you just ended your statement, and then you just entered a bunch of random letters, and then you're starting another one, but you never ended that anyway. So here's how you do it. You can use quotation marks and apostrophes if you use the apostrophes in the statement, like it's a cookie. Oh, whoops, up. even I made the mistake. I forgot to do this because I'm just so used to using quotation marks. That's what I mean apostrophes. That's what I usually use. So I'll show you how to do it with apostrophes. Just do this and then do a /, which is called an escape, a cookie, and you're good. But what does a / do? Well, it's called an escape, which basically means it doesn't care about the syntax in front of it. So the / doesn't appear in the text. If we for some reason want to print a /, just do a / then another /, which makes sense. And you get one /. So just do the amount of / for the amount of / that you need, if that makes any sense. Let's do a multi-line text. Do this, 3 apostrophes, 3 quotation marks. Remember, you have to use one or the other. So let's do 3 apostrophes, because that's a bit easier to write. Say, hello there, my name is Jeff. Except it isn't, but whatever. And there you go. We can also use these because, well, we can use these to write apostrophes because it sort of avoids anything that may be in it. Like, instead of an escape. It's really hard to describe. Let's just say it's a cookie. You'll see. Oops, I forgot that. There we go. And you're good. But, of course, we can do that multiple lines as well. There we go. Let's make a program. Press new file, new file, or Control N, and type print hello there, print my name is Jeff, is your name Jeff, and then let's save it. So I should have a folder here that I made if I can find it. Python lessons, vid1, and we'll call this first example. It will make it a Python file, so .py. Just press save. Then press run module, or F5, or function F5, whatever your keyboard may want. And you should get your program to run. Basically, it just automatically does all the stuff that you typed. Let's learn something new. You can actually do maths in Python, so let's try, say, 1 + 1. Python won't say anything. That's because we didn't print what 1 + 1 was. It'll just calculate it, and then just forget it. It won't try to remember it, but we'll get into that next, I think. And see, now it says what 1 + 1 is. Let's try something else, like 200 minus 20. And remember the bracket. And we get 180. To do multiplication, we just use an asterisk. And we get 4,000. To do division, just use a backslash. And there we go. All good. What if we want to save this number and use it lots of times? Or maybe even a string? It's hard to describe, but you'll understand in a sec. So let's call this variable, which is what we're going to learn, Bob. Type Bob equals 10. And then type print Bob. You can sort of guess what this is going to do. Python knows that Bob equals 10, and it's going to print what Bob is. And it says Bob is 10. We can change what Bob equals, so now we can say like Bob now equals 40, and say print Bob. And it'll say 40. We could do Bob equals Bob plus Bob, and it will say Bob equals 80, like so. So now you sort of understand variables. If we want, it may seem a bit confusing, but let's make another variable called Tim. You can have as many as you like, and we'll call it 80. Don't forget these apostrophes or quotation marks. And you might be thinking, whoa, hold up. This is a number. What's going on? Well, you're going to see. So print Tim, not Bob, and it'll say 80. But that's not a number, and you would be correct. But we can make variables called, let's make this one called Tom, and say, hello, my name is Jeff. They can be multi-line as well, or whatever you please. and say print Tom, and we'll run Tom, and it will say hello, my name is Jeff. So this is helpful if you want to do something, say level equals 1. If we finish a level, we go up a level. So let's say then level equals level plus 1, print level, and it'll say level equals 2. Now might be a good time to learn about how to say multiple things in a print statement. Do this: print your level is plus level. You might be thinking, well, this sort of contradicts what you said earlier, you just did a bunch of random stuff. Well, you would be wrong, just watch this. See though, we have a problem. You're kind of right, but you're kind of wrong. The thing is, Python's a bit confused because we're using a string and a number in the same thing. So this is what I'm going to teach you now. We need to make this a string. A string is basically text, so anything in these quotation marks or apostrophes. So just do string level, well str, which stands for string. And we shouldn't get any errors. See, your level is 2. You can actually do string equals level, but as you can probably tell, that does nothing. See, if we get rid of the string here, that won't do anything. Because remember, this is a rookie mistake. Python doesn't remember that it's a variable. If I recall correctly, we need to do level equals string level. There we go. So that's another way you can do it. Alternatively, you can do your level is %s. If you want to do that, I guess, and you'll see what I mean in a minute, because this is a bad example, but just type %level, and there it says your level is 2. But that's a pretty bad example. Let's say we have another variable, and we'll call it Jim. And Jim is 3. And we'll say the amount of Jims is %s. Did you know that? Obviously we can't really do plus because this is in the middle of a sentence, but you'll see that we actually can you'll see. So do plus Jim. I mean, no, don't do that. 2% Jim. I mean, no, don't do that either. Do string Jim, and you're good. I'm just kidding. Do that. No, you're good. I'm failing. But what if we don't want to do that? What if we want to use the plus method for some reason? Well, that works too. Just do hello, there is that string Jim plus Jims in the world. I know this is all very logical, but just accept it. Oh, invalid syntax. What did we do wrong? Hello, there is plus. Just hold up, let me look over this. Oh, that's the problem. We did accidentally one extra parenthesis. So just always remember to look over for typos. And there we go. Hello, there is 3 Jims in the world. That's terrible English, but whatever. Let's learn how to ask something. Type hello equals input and say, are you happy? YN. And then we can say print hello. Now watch this. It'll ask, are you happy? You don't actually have to say yes or no. Let's just go 777. And it'll just print that. So that's how we can ask something. Let's say ask equals input. What do you want to ask? Print ask. Hello there. Print hello there. Now let's learn how to do a loop. This is pretty much going to be the last thing we're going to learn today. Well, the second last thing. Press while true. I mean, don't press anything, just write that. This means it will loop this until we want it. Well, like, it'll just loop forever. as you can sort of tell, it says while true. If we get rid of true, while doesn't work on its own. It needs condition. So let's say while Jim equals 3, because Jim does equal 3. While Jim equals 3, you need to use 2 equal signs here. Otherwise it'll make Jim sort of equal 3. Well, actually it won't, it just gets confused. But anyway, do while Jim equals 3, print hello. And then the other thing we're going to learn today is how to import. So just press import time, and this will import the ability to wait, because this isn't included by default, just to make Python run a little quicker. So just press that, and now we can make Python wait. To make Python wait, do time sleep and then a number. That is the amount of seconds it'll wait. You can do 0.5 if you want it to do half a second, but let's just make it say hello every second. If this is a little bit too much information for you, make sure you comment below letting me know so that I can do another video doing everything slightly slower. So run the program and you're going to see all of our normal stuff, which we're going to clean up in a minute. What do you want to ask? Hello. It'll say hello, and now it's saying hello every second. How about we make a game with our knowledge that we know? Let's import time. Make sure to make this a new file. Print hello there. Let's make it multi-line actually. Hello there. I know a number. You probably don't know this number. If you can guess it, you'll win a prize. So let's make this number 42. So let's say number equals 42. Oops. You can make the variable whatever you want or whatever number. Now let's say while guess equals, or no, let's say while right equals false. So right now, right equals false. So this is a Boolean statement, which is either true or false. It can't be anything else. So while right equals false, just mind my typo. Oh, remember the colon. While right equals false, say try equals input. What is the number? And then let's say try equals string try. Oh wait, no, don't call it try actually, because try is a statement. Just call it guess. Guess. And then we gotta say, if guess equals number, right equals true. Else, continue, which basically means continue the loop. And then say break. So then we'll finish it off outside of this loop. So when they get it, the loop ends. Just say print you got it right. Time sleep, just for not much reason, but just to learn. Print I was lying. There is no reward. Haha. And we'll call this game 1. Now run the program and it'll say, hello there, I know a number. You probably don't know this number. If you can guess it, you'll win a prize. What is the number? Let's say we guess 99. It'll say we're wrong. Well, it doesn't, but you can add that. I challenge you to do that actually by next lesson. If you can get the code right by adding some custom features, be sure to let me know in the comments and I'll check it over and we'll see if it's any good, and we might actually feature in the next video, so get hyped. 23, 43, no, 42. Oh, we have a problem. Was the number 42? Yes, it is. If guess equals number, it should be right. Oh, whoops, I see why. Because I made it a string, which isn't very, there's not much point. Actually make it an integer, so a number. To do that, just press int instead of string. Not press, but write it. And now it should work. You got it right, I was lying, there's no reward, haha. Alright guys, I think that's just about it for today. If you liked the video, be sure to like the video. If you disliked the video, be sure to dislike the video, but please leave some constructive criticism in the bottom of the video. I'm considering doing scripting, but I'm not just yet, so if you think I should do that, then yeah, be sure to let me know in the comments, and be also sure to subscribe so that you don't miss a thing. See you mates. I will see you next time, I guess. I still don't have an outro or a hook to end with the video, but I guess I'll just play my intro backwards. So here you go. Now goodbye.